Coping with COVID with Tre Tailor. Updates on the pandemic and information to help you thrive and survive COVID-19. Brought to you by SCDHEC. Visit scdhec.gov for testing and vaccination sites. SCDHEC. Healthy people, healthy communities. In it together, SC and the South Carolina Diabetes Advisory Council presenting Wellness Wednesday every week on Coping with COVID. The City of Columbia Office of Business Opportunities, helping to meet the needs of small, minority, and women-owned businesses in the City of Columbia. Agape Counseling and Training Services. If you're having a challenge coping with COVID, visit Agape Counseling and Training Services at agapects.com. The Comet Bus System, offering free rides to get your COVID vaccine. Don't miss your shot. Visit catchthecomet.gov. Javis Financial Services, with over 20 years of experience. Computers Unique, Dutch Square Mall. Honest, professional, reliable computer sales and service. Palmetto Media Connections, connecting media and communities together. Coping with COVID from SCDHEC. In it together, SC, the South Carolina Diabetes Advisory Council, the City of Columbia Office of Business Opportunities, Agape Counseling and Training Services, the Comet Bus System, Javis Financial Services, Computers Unique, and Palmetto Media Connections.
Coping with COVID with Tre Tailor.
Hey there. Happy Independence Day weekend. I'm Tre Tailor, and I thank you so much for joining us on Coping with COVID. We are actually wrapping up our coverage of Black Music Month. Yes, it's July, but we had a couple of interviews that we didn't get to in June, so I wanted to share those with you. The first one is going to be with the mother of Black Music Month. Dyana Williams tells us about her journey actually making Black Music Month a thing. She tells us in the first interview, if hopefully you saw it. If not, please go back and check it out. She tells us about how her then husband, legendary songwriter Kenny Gamble, came and showed her the idea. This is a picture of her and Kenny Gamble there. Told her about the idea to do a Black Music Month commemoration, and she did everything to lobby and make it happen. She met with presidents. And so it was a fascinating story. We open up our interview today with her, telling us what she was actually doing while she was doing that. And then we're going to talk to a legendary programmer, Cy Young. He's worked in DC, Nashville. He and I worked together in Raleigh. He's going to give us his thoughts on Black Music Month. While all this is going on, don't forget to check the bottom of the screen for information about COVID vaccinations, financial services to help you with your bills, and also job opportunities. We are continuing our coverage of Black Music Month this July right here on Coping with COVID. I'm Tre Tailor. Thanks for joining us. Professionally during this time?
I was on the radio. I've been on the radio pretty much since I was 17.
Yeah.
I was on WDAS.
Oh, in Philly. Yeah.
The 80s, 105.3. Then I was the music director and the program director for Kathy Hughes's first FM acquisition, WMMJ. Mm-hmm. Some may have seen the Wendy Williams movie recently.
Yes.
Where she depicts Miss Hughes and I in a way that we have no recollection whatsoever of what she had in her biopic. But she also mentioned that she was, it was a rough time for her at that point, and she was doing massive amounts of drugs, unbeknownst to me as her boss. But I became a program director for a small period of time. I did not like being in management in that way, but Kathy Hughes is my best friend.
And I was going to ask you, is that how you guys became friends?
We met at WHUR when I was 19.
Okay.
I met her in 1973. She was a sales manager. She went on to become general manager when I left and went to BLS with Frankie Crocker. But we did not discontinue our friendship. So I've got like a 50-year friendship with Kathy. I'm very proud of her because she was dreaming, as was I, when we were younger women, about what we wanted to do, how we wanted to change and contribute to our communities. And she has effectively done that with 40 years of ownership of Black radio, TV network. And she and her son just got the clearance to get a casino license in Richmond, Virginia. It's up for a vote in, I believe, November, but they are the leading company that was selected to build this casino and entertainment complex in Richmond, Virginia. So,
that'll be awesome.
Yeah, and we've traveled the journey together. We've been broke together. I mean, she was sleeping in her radio station and watching us Ephraim, she and her son Alfred, who is now the CEO of her company.
Mhm.
And we've been broke, we've been rich. we have been in love, we have been married, divorced, breakups. We done been through the whole spectrum. I talked to her yesterday, and I just absolutely adore her. And she's empowered me in many ways. Beyond my parents, she is, and Kenny Gamble, and Gordon Parks, and Deborah Willis. My dear beloved Kathy Hughes is one of the most powerful people in my experience. She's my big champion, and she is also, girl, my critic.
Yeah.
She criticized Miss Dyana real quick.
But that's what a good friend does.
Exactly.
I think that's what a good friend does. You can be honest, and you can receive it because you know it's coming from a place of love.
Yeah, but who offers to give a new front door to somebody for their birthday? My 60th birthday, her gift was a new front door because she didn't like the front door to my townhouse in Philly.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, well, you know what? I like the door.
Right.
She's like, well, I don't like the door. And I was like, yeah, anyway.
Did you put it on?
Absolutely not. I still have what she refers to as my cheap door. Cheap door is still my front door. Okay. I was like, girl, you can give me the money. Let me go buy something.
Exactly. Okay. My own back door or something. Yeah.
She came to my house in New Orleans and was criticizing my house, the shutters, and everybody lives behind shutters, and I don't like you living here. And post Katrina, she was like, you got to move. And I was like, girl, I love New Orleans, and I love my little getaway in Tremaine, and I'm not going anywhere. I was there 20 years. I just moved last year. But yeah, she's still my inspiration, source of great information, and one of the most remarkable people I have ever met in my life. She is a high functioning person. She has great capacity to do many things well at the same time. And that is an art and something to be admired in and of itself. So
absolutely. Yes, yeah, she was my senior thesis at Hampton, just, and I had because she was groundbreaking to, as you say, to have a dream as a single parent, start the station, sleep in the station, and then, fast forward to today. So yeah, awesome. We're celebrating Black Music Month here on Coping with COVID. I'm Tre Tailor. Hey, don't forget to check the scroll at the bottom of the screen throughout the show. It's going to update you with several COVID testing opportunities, vaccine testing opportunities, also some funding if you're having some challenges paying bills, not only throughout South Carolina, but throughout the country. So please make sure you check out the scroll at the bottom of the screen. We're talking to music and music industry icon, the illustrious Dyana Williams. She is the mother of Black Music Month, and we are talking to her about how that came to be. If you are just joining us, please be sure to catch the replay, because this is a conversation you will not want to miss. So Black Music Month, as you say, 40 years of 42 years of Black Music Month.
This is our 42nd anniversary. Yeah. Now, notice, Tre, and some of your viewers, listeners will get as well. This morning on my remote, I have Xfinity Comcast. I said Black Music Month. They have a whole thing.
Yeah.
Apple, Spotify, Tidal, all of the DSPs celebrate June Black Music Month. Most of the record companies have special campaigns celebrating the artist on their roster and Black Music Month. So it's corporations, it's entities, all manner, and people send me, I get emails, people will send me, look who's celebrating Black Music Month. And events all over the country in communities. And now many communities are tying in Juneteenth into the celebration of Black Music Month. Because as Juneteenth occurs the same time. And Pride also going on right now during June. Mm-hmm.
So tell us a little bit about, I know you're very involved in the national, Yeah, the National Museum of African American Music. Amazing, amazing facility in Nashville. Tell us what your involvement is with that and what's going on with that, because there's, in addition to just every day being amazing, this is really a great time.
Tre, you must visit.
I want to visit this month. I want to know when you're going to be there, because I really want to plan a trip, because I know it's going to be off the chain this month.
Off the chain, yes. We had our ribbon cutting ceremony on MLK Junior Day.
Wow.
But now this is the official grand opening, because obviously with COVID, we were not able to go full throttle, and we were respecting the protocols from the health department regarding COVID. And now, because many people are vaccinated, things are lightening up in our country. Our grand opening is June 17th through the 19th in Nashville. And our museum is located at 510 Broadway, which is the heart of downtown Nashville.
Oh my God.
On one side, our main entrance is the original Grand Ole Opry, which is the Ryman Auditorium. And then the other entrance, it's facing the Bridgestone Arena, which is right downtown. And down the street, all up and down the street, the restaurants, the bars, the clubs, the honky tonks where people perform. And of course, Nashville, still known as Music City, and also big on country music. But Black folks, the question I get asked often is, why Nashville? Nashville, much like Memphis, just like Detroit, just like Philadelphia, had a music center, a vibrant music center that included gospel, a lot of gospel artists, R&B, rock. Jimi Hendrix was in Nashville for a period of time.
Wow.
The Fifth Jubilee Singers, who we are honoring on June 17th, along with Quincy Jones, Smokey Robinson, Lionel Richie, and Chaka Khan, hosted by the Breakfast Club's Angela Yee.
Oh.
It's happening at the Ryman Auditorium, right across the street from the museum. The Fifth Jubilee Singers were the first global ambassadors of Black music, because they toured extensively in the 1800s through Europe.
Right.
And the Queen, the royal heads of state. So they are like the first superstars before Beyonce and Dyana. It was the Fifth Jubilee Singers bringing great gospel music to Europe. So yes, I am on the board, as I interrupted you and mentioned. First, I was a member of the advisory board. And then after chairing an event very successfully, I was invited to the board. And I had expressed my interest in serving at a higher level, because this museum, which is and thank you for sharing the pictures. We have galleries. It's a 56,000 square foot.
Unbelievable.
Museum. And we have 7 galleries, and we cover everything starting from 1619 with the arrival of enslaved Africans.
Right, we see that here,
Yes, in America. We have the Roots Theater is a 200-seater. And when people first come into the museum, they come into the auditorium for a brief film, and then are able to go into the different galleries to experience gospel, hip hop, R&B, jazz, everything. And I will tell you, when I went to the museum, after it was complete, I cried. I sobbed for about 5 minutes, because, for me as a member of the board, it had been an architectural plan.
Yeah.
It had been a discussion, and we were constantly raising money. We raised collectively over the course of 22 years. This is 22 years in the making, Tre. So this is not an overnight sensation.
Right.
We raised over $62 million through the generosity of private donors, community organizations. The public and private sector came together in Nashville for the creation of this museum. So it is absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
And it honors my legacy as the mother of Black Music Month, and as a radio personality, TV personality. This is it. I'm a Black music advocate, and all of my life's work is in that one building.
Right, right. It's the National Museum of African American Music, and as Dee said, it is open now. So tell us about a couple of the things that are going to be going on this month, Dee.
June 17th through the 19th, as I mentioned, is the grand opening. And on the 17th, and the good thing too, if you can't physically make it, you can go to the museum. It's blackmusicmuseum.org or .com. NAMAM is our acronym that stands for the National Museum of African American Music. So you can either go to nmaam.org. You can register free to attend our music summit. You can see the gala. It's a black tie gala at the Ryman. And also on Juneteenth, we are doing our block party Juneteenth celebration, opening up the museum for the community. And it's so if you can't get there physically to participate, see where it says the Celebration of Legends.
Yeah.
Register for the benefit concert. And it's being sponsored by our primary sponsors Amazon, as well as Sony and others. And so you can visit the website to learn more. I would also encourage you to become a member of the museum. We have all different tiers of membership. And this is your way of supporting this great, I see all the different, the sponsors on the bottom.
Do you see it?
Host of sponsors, but the primary sponsor being Amazon and Sony. So this is the museum. It is a museum for everyone. It's not just for Black people. Like I said earlier, you have a pulse, you love Black music, it's your museum. Come on through.
Awesome.
We have educational programs, all of that. We've been doing, even before COVID, we were doing online education.
Oh, wow. Awesome.
So we have been very active in the Nashville community and around the country. Jody Watley and Neo are our ambassadors of membership. We love them, and we are thrilled that they are supporting this endeavor. And it is literally more and more people are coming through, falling in love. I got a call this morning that her and Jeff Robinson went to the museum yesterday. Jeff Robinson is the manager of her and also managed Alicia Keys. Is he still managing her? I'm not sure. But anyway, Jeff Robinson. And last week, Christian McBride, the great jazz bassist.
Yes.
And he said, I'm going to be in Nashville all next week. I want to go by the museum. And then he texted me afterwards. He said, you didn't tell me I'm in the museum twice. I wanted you to see it yourself. So he was thrilled to see himself and also our depiction and coverage. We have great curators, Dr. Stephen Lewis and Dr. Dina Bennett. Dr. Bennett was the chief curator, and she just left to return to Kansas, where she had family and work on another museum. So it is, I can't talk about it enough. Yeah. I'm going next week. When you asked her when I'm going, I'm going next week.
Okay.
For an opening. Bobby Brown is coming. I got a message from his publicist yesterday saying, Bobby wants you to do the tour.
Lord.
He wants you to conduct his tour. I was like, okay. Okay, because I got to
say it's my prerogative. You just
my prerogative. I met Bobby when he was 16, so I'm honored to walk him through and tour his family in the museum, his wife and his children. He's bringing the whole family.
Oh, wow.
So this is a place where you can, and many of us have been just sequestered, away from each other. If you are vaccinated, and even if you're not vaccinated, wear your mask, practice the safe protocols.
Come on.
I don't turn you away but I am encouraging folks to get vaccinated. I did. My mama's vaccinated. Once I got my mama 87, I was like, Mama, you can go out now.
That's right.
She told the family I was keeping her prisoner. My mother's with me now. So I was like, Mama, I'm protecting you. This is not prison. It's a comfortable home where you're getting 3 squares and lots of love on the daily. It's a pandemic, Mama. I'm in this house with you.
We're celebrating Black Music Month with a music industry icon, Dyana Williams. She's the mother of Black Music Month. Dyana, before I let you go, 2 things I want to ask you. What type of music do you like now? Who are you listening to?
Well, my core business is artist development and media coaching. I am CEO of Influence Entertainment. I came off doing daily radio last year during the pandemic.
Yes.
Doing a daily afternoon drive time show. But yes, this is the website, and that is me.
That is you.
My face beat, okay. And I have coached a plethora of artists going on 27 years. doing artist development, everybody from Charlie Wilson to Justin Bieber and tons of other artists in all genres. In fact, now I'm working with some country artists, which is
Oh,
exciting.
wow. That's exciting.
Yeah, Brittany Spencer. And I worked with the Zac Brown Band, which is a big country group.
I love them.
Yeah, I worked with Josh Abbott and Jack, the Zac Brown Band some years ago. But I work with artists in all genres, hip hop, R&B, jazz, you name a genre. But I also work with CEOs, athletes. I just finished working recently with Carmelo Anthony. So my clientele is very broad. It's not just music. It is people who are presenting themselves to the public.
Right.
And through my company, I just lost my thought. What happened?
I was asking you, what music do you like? And that's when
yes. Okay, so I get to work with a lot of young artists. Emerging artists is what I like to call them. So right now I'm listening to everyone from, first of all, I love her. She, to me, is one of my favorite artists of this generation. I absolutely love what she's doing, but I listen to everyone from Lettucey to Suzanne Christine to Lauren Talese to Elaine, who is a former client out of South Africa, now making her way to America and the rest of the world. I listen to a lot of new music. Masego, who's an instrumentalist, who puts me in the frame of mind of Grover Washington Jr. And George Howard. So just a cavalcade of new artists. In fact, I wrote an article for Hits magazine just last week about this generation, because a lot of people complain and say, oh, there's no good R&B. That is false. Right. And I did a long laundry list of people that I'm listening to that I think that are pretty dynamic and worthy of us. During June, there's Zach. There's T.I. I've worked with Tip for many years. Justin, all grown up. I love his new song, Peaches. Janelle Monáe, had the opportunity to work with Wonderland. Usher many years ago. Great Rihanna, again. She worked with Rihanna on her very first album. I haven't seen her since, but I worked with her through Jana Fleischman and Rock Nation. So, and Def Jam, actually. What was it? Was it Def Jam? It was Def Jam at the time. So anyway, influenceentertainment.com is our website. In addition to doing media coaching, I produce live music events. And I did that with the Marian Anderson Award in Philadelphia at the Kimmel Center for the Performing Arts, which is much like the Kennedy Center. So I have done tributes to Wynton Marsalis, John Bon Jovi, Berry Gordy, Gamble and Huff, Patti LaBelle, Kool and the Gang. So I love being a creative producer. And also I'm a curator. This is something new that I've done in, I'd say, the last 5 years. I've been curating events, and I've curated the photography of Ron St. Clair.
Oh, wow.
Whose work will be seen at our grand opening. He's an incredible photographer who was at that first Black Music Month celebration on the South Lawn, hosted by President Carter and his wife, Rosalind. So curation is also of great interest to me. And so I'm coaching. I'm on the board at Temple University, where I graduated from, the Klein College of Media and Communication. There's my bestie, Kathy Hughes. Yeah, I love that girl.
Right, because you did go back. You did go back to school and get your degree. Cum laude.
I went to school and I got my degree, graduated cum laude with a degree in radio, television, and film. Thank you for mentioning, because I made a promise to that college professor, Mother Nancy, that I would do that. And she kept my diploma. Wow. She had it for 5-6 years. I finally said, Mother, can I have my diploma back now? She relinquished control of the diploma. So life is for living, Trey, and this is what I say. Like, here you are, you and I met when I was producing a presidential debate in Columbia, South Carolina. And when we met, I fell in love with you. We have stayed in touch. We are mothers, we are grandmothers. We've gone on this journey of reinvention. And congratulations. I'm proud of you for your show and the information that you're disseminating to our community and bringing people that other folks should know. So I'm honored to be one of them. And I thank you for our sisterhood, for our mutual support of each other as we go through the ups and downs of being Black women in America.
Yes. No, thank you. Thank you for coming. Thank you for taking the time. And you're right. And thank you for your friendship. And I'm going to tell you, we met before the presidential. We met in Philly at a one of those. It was and I'm surprised you didn't. It was one of those radio. It was a radio conference. Oh gosh, I don't remember. It was the National Black Women of something something something. Do you remember?
I don't. I felt like we met in South
No,
Carolina.
we met before that, Dee. We met at a radio conference in Philly. I was I can't remember. It was the National Black Women of Radio or the Industry. What
was it? NABFEM? Was it the National?
Yes, it was NABFEM. Yes,
NABFEM, which was Johnny Walker's organization.
Yep, Johnny Walker's organization. Exactly. Exactly. Doug Williams sent me to the NABFEM in Philly, and I met you then.
Okay, so Doug Williams, a mutual friend. I don't remember that. Yeah. Doug Williams, I remember being our common denominator. How's Doug? Have you talked to him?
Yes, he's doing good. You know, he got married.
Yes, and, I remember that.
Yeah, he'd been dating his sister for I think 10 years. They married, and he's living in the DMV area.
Okay, that's the last time I communicated, when he was getting married, bought a house, moved up to the DMV.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow, girl. But I don't remember that we met at NABFEM.
At NABFEM.
I remember when I was working for the Center for Community Change as a consultant, organizing the presidential debate with Barack Obama.
Right, right.
Kathy Hughes hosted that, actually. I put the best friend to work. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, we met at NABFEM. I met you because, I met you. You didn't meet me. I met
Girl, look, I am, it's my memory is just getting hideous. It's
okay. It's okay. But
my man told me to take Prevagen. He asked me, he's like, what's up with the Prevagen? I said, I forgot where I put it.
She's an icon. She is an innovator, and she is just so beautiful and so kind and so gracious. And I tell you, really a personal mentor of mine. And I'm so honored. I'm humbled and privileged and honored, and always wanted to interview you. But, when you work for other people, you got to do what other people say, and you have to do what they deem is important. And I thank you for saying that I am, bringing people that people don't necessarily know to the community, because I'm so humbled for the opportunity to do that, because as you are, there are people that are really doing some things and really making some changes and really influencing how we all live and need to be recognized. So I am so grateful for the opportunity to finally interview you. And as you've been interviewed, I mean, everybody in the world knows you. You've been interviewed on so many national stages, but I am particularly honored that I'm able to interview you. And you were gracious enough to say, yes, I'll come on with a sore tooth and an earache. And nobody knew that, girl. Nobody knew that. You are flawless.
Okay, I was not canceling on you, because I absolutely adore you, and I was not doing that as it's time to get some medicine in the ear, time to go to the dentist and see about the tooth.
Yes,
but we persevere and we honor our commitments. At least that's what I do, to the best of my ability. So I am very pleased to have had this opportunity to talk with you and your audience, Tre. Thank you so much. Blessing to you, to the grandbabies, to your son, to your entire family. And thank you for all that you've done. Happy Black Music Month. Let me say
Happy Black Music Month, girl.
Black music forever.
Happy Black Music Month. Happy Black.
Yes. Nice to meet you.
Thank you. Dyana Williams, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Tre Tailor. You're watching Coping with COVID. It is Black music. Coming up next, we are going to talk to radio programmer Cy Young.
Coping with COVID with Tre Tailor. Updates on the pandemic and information to help you thrive and survive COVID-19. Brought to you by SCDHEC. Visit scdhec.gov for testing and vaccination sites. SCDHEC. Healthy people, healthy communities. In it together, SC and the South Carolina Diabetes Advisory Council, presenting Wellness Wednesday every week on Coping with COVID. The City of Columbia Office of Business Opportunities, helping to meet the needs of small, minority, and women-owned businesses in the City of Columbia. Agape Counseling Counseling and Training Services. If you're having a challenge coping with COVID, visit Agape Counseling and Training Services at agapects.com. The Comet Bus System, offering free rides to get your COVID vaccine. Don't miss your shot. Visit catchthecomet.gov. Javis Financial Services, with over 20 years of experience. Computers Unique, Dutch Square Mall. Honest, professional, reliable computer sales and service. Palmetto Media Connections, connecting media and communities together. Coping with COVID from SCDHEC, In It Together SC, the South Carolina Diabetes Advisory Council, the City of Columbia Office of Business Opportunities, Agape Counseling and Training Services, the Comet Bus System, Javis Financial Services, Computers Unique, and Palmetto Media Connections.
Coping with COVID with Tre Tailor.
Let Palmetto Painting Services take the worry out of your next home painting project. We can paint anything. Our business is about interior painting and exterior painting. We offer services for residential and commercial properties. Restore the life to your home with a fresh coat of paint from Palmetto Painting Services. References are available upon request. Give us a call at 803-546-4570 today.
Computers, they're a part of our everyday lives, but when they're not working, they're an everyday problem. So call Computers Unique, your everyday solution. 803-351-5821. Is your computer running slow? Won't turn on? Do you need a screen replaced? Or maybe you just need another computer? Well, Computers Unique is your one-stop shop for all your computer needs. They have a wide variety of new and pre-owned PCs, Macs, and tablets. So call Computers Unique, Dutch Square Mall. 803-351-5821. 803-351-5821.
The Comet gives me a reliable source of transportation.
It's very convenient to me, and they have wonderful drivers.
It's clean, and it builds community. It's fun to meet people.
It makes me feel like really independent. It's just fun.
It's always going to be there, and it gets me everywhere I need to go.
We try to ride every single day. Comedy is our livelihood.
Visit Javis Tax Service today, 803-419-1001.
You can eat what's good to you and good for you, too.
Yes.
Get the Dash for Southern Soul Cookbook free. All you have to do is ask. It's packed with delicious Southern-style recipes with a healthy twist.
Yummy.
You won't be able to taste the difference, but you will be able to feel the difference.
Yeah.
Inbox your email address to the In It Together or TaylorMade Productions Facebook page, and you'll get it straight to your mailbox. The Dash for Southern Style Cookbook and a Coping with COVID face mask. From In It Together SC, the Diabetes Advisory Council of South Carolina, and Coping with COVID.
Coping with COVID with Tre Tailor.
COVID updates on the pandemic and information to help you thrive and survive COVID-19. We continue our Black Music Month celebration with the DJs that played the music. Cy Young, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Celebrate Black music. We were together. We were I was your sidekick
Yes.
your morning show.
Yes, quite talented. Yes, you are. You were then too, just,
Thank you. Thank you. Well, I don't even know if I did news, so I wasn't technically your
You were a sidekick too. Yeah. Yeah. So, I think you can help it. I think it's your nature. It's part of your talent field.
Thank you.
See that smile right there, that's real. That's yeah. Yeah.
So listen, we're talking about Black Music Month, and it's the national celebration. Now, you worked in a lot of different formats. Why is Black music special to you? And that's where you spent the most of your years.
Absolutely. Well, first of all, it's special to me because that's home for me.
Right.
Growing up, I was born in Michigan, in Grand Rapids, Michigan. My mom used to go on the weekends and sometimes weeknights and take my brother and me, and she'd go sing background for Motown sessions.
Oh, wow.
So,
Really?
I don't remember who the artists were. I just remember sitting in the studio till Oh Dark 30.
Wow.
Yeah, it was kind of cool.
That's crazy. Wow. So, what do you love about Black music? What is it about Black music?
I think that for Black music, my specific journey, and I wish I was a musician. I tried to play the cornet when I was a kid. I didn't like that. I also, took piano lessons, but then basketball happened and girls. And so I wasn't very good at any of those.
No, because you've got a beautiful wife. You and Vicky all have been married. What?
37 years.
Wow.
We were that couple. They said, "Oh, they'll never make it," but we're both stubborn. I'm not going to say which one is the most stubborn, but I think you know. I think you know. So the music for me addresses everything in life. I'm a minister now, but once upon a time I wasn't. So when I was being a heathen, there was a song for every occasion.
Yeah.
Every occasion. And and even now, and I don't listen solely or exclusively to gospel and inspirational music now. I like music. If you'd have walked into, and I'm in my daddy cave right now. Mm-hmm. So I like jazz.
Right.
And I'm really, that's what I like to listen to, but I love gospel. I love R&B. For new music, I really like her. Is a lot. I got a crush.
Wow.
I got a crush on her talent. That's a bad sister.
Yeah, she is.
I love the way she writes. I really like John Legend and Mos Def. I'm not a huge hip hop head, but I like hip hop, and I'm not sold on bad messages.
Right. Well, you mentioned hip hop, but you were in radio. You and I were both in radio at really the beginnings of hip hop. I mean, we played the Cool Mo D's, the Run DMCs, know. So what do you think about who did you like back then? I mean, when it was really new?
I think that I liked, I remember the Sugar Hill Gang. That came when I started. I was at Tennessee State, and my roommate, whose name was Donald Byrd.
Oh, wow.
Shout out to DB. Donald Byrd would play, he had a 12-inch. And I will tell you that I probably heard that song 9, 10, 12, 15 times a day, over and over. I knew the song I knew it by heart, but I knew it because he played it all the time.
Right. Right.
But he also turned me on to jazz. My stepdad used to listen to jazz around the house on a record player. And I think the first album I ever got that was jazz was Stanley Turrentine, and I took it from my dad. I've offered to give it back. I still have it. It's in pristine conditions because DJs take care of their stuff.
That's right. Listen. I still got albums, 45s.
Me too.
Cassettes.
Yeah, I have cassettes. I don't have a cassette player anymore.
I don't have a cassette player either. What are we doing with these cassettes?
But in case they ever come back, they're not coming back.
They're not coming back.
Let's see, who I like. I remember Chris Connors and I. Chris was the music director at QOK. Chris,
there he is right there with his K97.5 shirt.
That's right. Our biggest fight, and this is when I knew Chris had some heart, because he wanted to play the Ghetto Boys. My Mind Is Playing Tricks on Me.
Wow.
And I was like, absolutely not, because he wanted to play the other version. I was like, no, bruh. So we ended up playing it, and it was a hit. And I got to give him credit for that, because if it wasn't for Chris, we weren't going to play that song.
Right.
It been left up to me because I was a little bit conservative with that kind of stuff. I was always keenly aware of what kind of message you're putting out.
Right.
And so, but I think that was my beef with hip hop. It's funny because I like Busta Rhymes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right. So I don't want to be a hypocrite, but I like it. I like some of the lyrics are really clever.
Yeah.
I like Common.
Yeah.
I like Talib Kweli, so.
Yeah.
I like Erykah Badu.
Oh, I love Erykah Badu. Yeah. We're wrapping up our conversation about Black Music Month with the DJs that played the music. Cy Young worked in Nashville, D.C., and in Raleigh-Durham. Cy and I worked together in Raleigh-Durham, as did Columbia, South Carolina folks, Tony G and Chris Connors. We all worked together in Raleigh, and we're talking about Black music. Is there an artist from your 30 years, because you spent 30 years in radio, is there that surprised you the most that you didn't think would maybe be a one-hit wonder and just ended up being around for a long time?
Can I spin in my chair a little bit?
Yeah, spin.
Let me see. I wasn't sold on New Edition. The group was great, but I was never really sold on Bobby Brown.
Wow, really?
Right. But I'm glad he made it.
Yeah, was it because of because he was a bad boy?
Maybe. I like Ralph Tresvant. I like Ralph. I like the other guys.
And the interesting thing about Ralph, he probably had the best voice of all of them.
He was the smoothest.
But
I'm not mad at Michael Bivins.
Oh, Bell, Biv, or DeVoe. Right. Those three.
Right.
We saw those three really were the nucleus. And, even though the group broke up and Bobby did his thing, those three went on not only to have their own group, but produce other groups.
And did really well.
Very well.
And I hope their residuals, I hope they're in the overflow. I really do. Because, those guys worked for it. They were about their business when they were on tour. Now they might have had some fun after the show.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they were doing their thing. And you and I have been blessed to do what we love to do.
Yeah.
Love to do this. And
absolutely.
And get paid for it. Wow.
And get paid for it. And go to all the cool listen, but you know what? And that's a picture of this Rhonda on the left. That's me next to, and that's JT from Kool and the Gang, right?
Yes. Yeah. JT Taylor.
But what people don't understand, Cy, it is hard work though. Yeah. Not only are you, listen, it's not digging a ditch, okay? But it is very mind consuming, and it's very time intensive, And here's the other thing I tell people all the time. Yes, it's cool to go to all the events. It's one thing to go to an event. It's another thing to have to work an event. I'm there not to enjoy it. I'm probably missing the whole event because I'm working it.
You got to work.
I'm working it.
And you have to be on. So you're pouring your essence out, especially if you're going to touch a microphone, and I know you will.
Yeah.
Right? So by the time you get done, I used to finish those events like the Fan Fest or Women's Empowerment and would be
wasted. Yeah, you wasted. Yeah. Right. Yeah, it's Black Music Month. We're talking to the DJs that played the music. Cy Young and I worked together in Raleigh. He also worked in D.C. and Nashville. Do you have a least favorite song that you had to play?
Least favorite? None. I think I got tired of Pee Wee's Dance. Just because that was what you and I would know would be a high rotation song. That's one of those songs that you heard every 97 minutes.
Yeah.
We turn over. That was, some people think they keep playing the same records over and over.
Yeah.
That was the intent.
Yeah. Yeah. And as soon as it's over, somebody's going to call and request it.
Absolutely.
I just played it.
Right. Will he play it again then?
That's how I feel about Silent Night by the Temptations. Let me tell you something. I don't know why I don't know what we got for the Temptations and Silent Night, but good God Almighty, I get so tired of that song. I love the Lord and I love the story.
I
love the Temptations. Because again, you play it and you play it and you play it, and somebody will call and say, "Can you play Silent Night by the Temptations?" I'm
sorry, I just played that. We'll play it again.
Yeah, just
Merry Christmas from the Temptations.
I just hate that song because you're sitting in there in the studio listening to it, So
all 6 minutes and 8 seconds.
All of it. All of it. So let's talk about the eras. Like I said, 30 years. in Black music, and you've been playing everything. And we talked a little about hip hop, ballads, dance music, disco, you know, all of that. So tell me about any favorite songs you had in each era.
Oh, let's see. You know, in the 70s, it was R&B. So I was a Temptations fan, believe it or not, and the Four Tops or whatever they sang was going to be one of my favorites. I'm a Stevie Wonder fan.
Yeah, I love Stevie.
One of the best concerts I've ever seen in my life was Stevie Wonder here. And we were at the front row.
And you're in Raleigh now.
Yeah. And it was really, really a good show. But I've seen Lionel Richie, and so the R&B. I'm trying to think who was really hot because I was growing up.
What about Luther?
For sure, Luther. I've got a story for Luther, but Marvin Gaye. The first album I ever bought was "Let's Get It On."
Yeah,
and I think that was what, 84? No, it was before that. Was it 84?
I don't know.
Yeah, but that was, you know, just it was you should love the ball and all those songs.
Oh yeah.
That song was dripping with sensuality.
But that was Marvin's thing. You know, that was Marvin's thing. Tell us about your Luther Vandross story.
I saw Luther in Greensboro. Do you remember In the Round?
Yeah, In the Round.
In the Round, Luther Vandross In the Round.
In the Round. It was that rotating stage.
Yes, it was a rotating stage.
Like a buffet.
Yeah, because you get the whole thing, you know, whatever, you just get what you like and put it on your plate. Luther used to say he's going to sing it just like on the record, just like on the album, and then do it. Yeah. And so I was sitting next to this young lady, not my date because I took Mrs. Young, but I almost got punched because it was almost like a church shout. Yes. So, I was trying to hold her arm off of me, and she was really having a good time. So I didn't want to ruin her good time. I just eased over a little bit and let her, and she sang every note.
Yeah,
but we all did.
Yeah.
Off key.
Yeah. That's a great story. We're talking to Cy Youngest. You can see him there with Maya. He has 30 years in the business, and we've been talking about Black Music Month all month long, and we're wrapping up our celebration. So, Cy, what does Black music mean to you?
Black music means that just about everything that I've gone through, there's an era and a stage, not for me to be on it, but you know, things have been set up in the 70s and 80s, particularly in the 70s when there was strife. There's civic and social strife, and again now.
Yeah.
And again now, you know, the music makes the scene, makes us aware. You know, those artists who can really explain it and put it out there. It's one of the reasons I like Jill Scott a lot. She's one of my favorites. I was at Women's Empowerment, and I was there the first time India Ari walked out to a really big crowd, to 15 or 17 or 19,000 people, and she walked out with her to do an acoustic set.
Oh wow!
And she was looking around, and she said, "Wow." And it was a blast to watch her really be appreciated and to appreciate the crowd. And I wish she could have stayed longer. Yeah. I do. Vivian Green is one of my favorite singers.
Oh,
with her little bitty self.
Yeah.
I like her vibe. I'm trying to remember. There's a lady that I hosted a show for her. Will Donning is one of my favorite guys.
Oh yeah, and such a great guy. So humble.
Yeah.
And consistent with his music.
And can sing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Most definitely. Yeah. Most definitely.
I've been lately when I was working at Shaw's radio station, Shaw University's radio station, I got turned on to Gregory Porter, who's just, my goodness.
I am the biggest Gregory Porter fan. Now, let me tell you, I'm not a new Gregory Porter fan. I am a first album Gregory Porter.
Are you really?
Yes.
Brother, when I grew up, goodness gracious, He's so awesome. He's awesome. And he sings in my register too.
For me, he is, and you know, you talked a little bit about Marvin. For me, Gregory Porter is a lyricist. He can deliver a lyric, and he's an amazing writer. I mean, some of the imagery in his music is amazing. Yeah, I got turned on to him, maybe 9 years ago, listening to NPR.
Really?
Yeah, because they did a feature on him. And I was interested in the music in it, so it made me, you know, check him out. So I have been a huge Gregory Porter fan for years. Of late, because he's got, you know, put stuff out with Kim and Layla Hathaway, more people are getting into him. But yeah, I've been a huge Gregory Porter fan. I could talk a million years about Gregory Porter. So
I like that you lit right up too.
Oh my God. I am a huge Gregory Porter fan. I am. I mean, the first time I saw, I got a little starstruck. I was like,
especially if you saw him. I've never seen him in concert.
Oh, I've seen him live a million times.
I'm going though. It was that way for Anita Baker.
Yeah.
Who just, you know, she's never mind what was going on with her and Luther and that thing. She's talented.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Sing, and I love her phrasing.
Yeah.
I like Sade for the same reason. Sade was at a concert at the amphitheater here in Raleigh and kicked off her shoes and danced across the stage. And I wanted to go, you know, I wanted to be a fan and run up on the stage and dance with her. But Mrs. Young would have cut my throat in front of her.
Cy Young joins us. We've been talking about Black Music Month as we celebrate Black music. Cy has been awarded several awards. You can see here his International Musician Summit Hall of Fame award. He's been in radio some 30 years, working in DC, Nashville, and also in the Raleigh-Durham area. I was so fortunate and blessed to work with Cy, as many people have. So Cy, thank you so much for taking this time away from, this is a big weekend for you. Your son is getting married. So thank you for taking this time to talk to us about Black music. Good luck to you. God bless. Tell Vicki we said hello, who is another beautiful Black singer. Vicki Young can sing, ladies and gentlemen.
Have you told your viewers that you can sing?
I don't
you can
think
sing.
I have.
Oh my God, you can sing.
I don't think I have.
You can sing.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Welcome.
So much.
I don't say that lightly.
Thank you.
You know I'm picky. I'm picky.
Cy Young, y'all, thank you so much for joining us once again. Coming up more as we continue the Black Music Month celebration and commemoration here on Coping with COVID. I'm Tre Tailor. All right. That was a great interview with Cy Young. He just texted me, so I just want to shout out to Cy. Thank you again so much for taking the time to join us. Listen, let me tell you another quick Cy Young story. I remember once, and this is about my singing, and I was doing a gig. I think it was like a park. It wasn't a big thing. I really wasn't doing a gig. I was singing. I did one song with Reggie Jeffries, who is passed away now, but just an amazing musician in the Raleigh-Durham area. And I wasn't having a good day. I don't think I was singing up to my full potential. And I never forget, Cy Young was like, nobody better not say anything. You better shut up. I don't know if he remembers that, but I remember that so distinctly. But anyway, shout out to Cy Young. Thank you so much again for joining us on our Coping with COVID. And thank you again to Dyana Williams and everyone. Vinnie Brown, who joined us. Also, Mike Love. We also talked to Nellie Travis, Tiger, T.P. Hearns, Gerald Alston with the Manhattans, and I'm trying to remember who else we talked to this Black Music Month. But thank you to everyone who took the time to join us for Black Music Month. I'm Tre Tailor. Listen, if you have a story or initiative that could help someone cope with COVID, please go to the TailorMade production page on Facebook and inbox me. We would love to feature your story on the show. If you have a product or service that could help someone cope with COVID, please email copingwithtreitailor@gmail.com. That information is scrolling at the bottom of the screen. We would love for you to be a proud sponsor of Coping with COVID, just like SCDHEC, In It Together SC, the Diabetes Advisory Council of South Carolina, the Columbia, South Carolina Office of Business Opportunities, Computer Unique, Dutch Square Mall, Palmetto Painting Services, Agape Christian and Counseling Services, Palmetto Media Connections, also the Comet Bus System, Javis Tax Service, and we're so happy to welcome our new sponsor, the Solicitor's Office, the 5th District Solicitor's Office, who, as a matter of fact, next Thursday and every second Thursday, we are going to do a feature with them, No Justice, No Peace, with attorney Byron Gibson with the 5th Circuit Solicitor's Office, Richland, Kershaw County. Now, this is why this is so important, because as the solicitor, with everything going on in our community, in our state, in our country, we need to know the laws. We need to know what police can and cannot do, what attorneys can and cannot do, what the solicitor can and cannot do. And Byron Gibson, Attorney Gibson, has been so open and transparent in trying to give the people what they want, which is another Black song. I think that was got to give the people, is that OJ's? Anyway, give the people what they want. Anyway, so please join us every second Thursday with No Justice, No Peace, my conversation with attorney Byron Gibson with the 5th Circuit Solicitor's Office, Richland, Kershaw County. Of course, next Wednesday is Wellness Wednesday. In It Together SC and the Diabetes Advisory Council of South Carolina present Wellness Wednesday every Wednesday here on Coping with COVID. And they are going to join us next Wednesday, where we talk about vision, how your physical health affects your visual health. That's next Wednesday on Coping with COVID. As always, I leave you with a reading from Jesus Calling as we do our devotional of the day. Couldn't go without it. Today is July 2nd, and Jesus says, "Let me show you the way this day. I guide you continually so you can relax and enjoy my presence in the present. Living well is both a discipline and an act. Concentrate on staying close to me. Discipline your thoughts to trust me as I work my ways in your life. Pray about everything," Jesus says, "then leave outcomes up to me. Leave it alone. Do not fear my will, for through it I accomplish what is best for you," because we don't know what that is, y'all. Take a deep breath and dive into the depths of absolute trust in me. Underneath are the everlasting arms. That's your Jesus Calling for today, Friday, July 2nd. I'm Tre Tailor. Hey, thank you again so much for joining us. Have a great weekend, a safe weekend. Take care. God bless. Be blessed. Get your vaccine. And don't forget to wear your mask over your nose and under your chin. Take care. And thank you guys again so much for joining us.
Coping with COVID with Tre Tailor. Updates on the pandemic and information to help you thrive and survive COVID-19. Brought to you by SCDHEC. Visit scdhec.gov for testing and vaccination sites. SCDHEC. Healthy people, healthy communities. In It Together SC and the South Carolina Diabetes Advisory Council presenting Wellness Wednesday every week on Coping with COVID. The City of Columbia Office of Business Opportunities, helping to meet the needs of small, minority, and women-owned businesses in the City of Columbia. Agape Counseling and Training Services. If you're having a challenge coping with COVID, visit Agape Counseling and Training Services at agapects.com. The Comet Bus System, offering free rides to get your COVID vaccine. Don't miss your shot. Visit catchthecomet.gov. Javis Financial Services, with over 20 years of experience. Computers Unique, Dutch Square Mall. Honest, professional, reliable computer sales and service. Palmetto Media Connections, connecting media and communities together. Coping with COVID from SCDHEC. In It Together SC, the South Carolina Diabetes Advisory Council, the City of Columbia Office of Business Opportunities, Agape Counseling and Training Services, the Comet Bus System, Javis Financial Services, Computers Unique, and Palmetto Media Connections.
Coping with COVID with Tre Tailor.